Sam, a Paris-based musician, is first presented in the opening scene. He makes payment. A visit to his ex-girlfriend Fanny in order to get some music tapes he had left there. Left in her custody. Fanny is hosting a wonderful gathering at her home on that certain day, crowded with many visitors. Sam walks up to the party but doesn't appear interested in it. Fanny, asking her to give back his tapes. However, she is focused on looking after her guests. He waits for a short period. Sam is consequently alone as he sits on a couch, drinking a couple too many. He waits for 10 minutes, getting more and angrier, and moves closer to Fanny once more. This time, he promises to go alone and get his belongings, and moves closer to Fanny once more. This time, he promises to go alone and get his belongings. The furthest end of the corridor. After that, Fanny tells him to stay there and promises to join him soon. Sam bumps into a partygoer while moving from the party area to the office space. It causes him nose pain. He nevertheless enters the space and starts looking for his belongings. He locks the door after his nose begins to bleed in the middle of this, and unwind until Fanny shows up. A weird ruckus starts shortly after that, just outside the office door, but Sam doesn't notice and keeps sleeping. Next morning, when he awakens, he gets his things and heads out. But the moment he steps, he is startled to find the apartment in total disarray when he exits the room. A smear of blood. There are no signs of anyone inside, and the walls are damaged. He enters the stairway cautiously, only to find that certain people, like his ex-girlfriend, have changed into zombies. They jerk into action and charge at him when he screams out her name. Startled, in an effort to comprehend what is happening, he locks himself in Fanny's apartment. Only then, Sam notices a family attempting to flee from a nearby flat. However, the hordes of zombies that are waiting outside effortlessly overrun and murder them. After seeing this, Sam, who is now traumatized, understands he must remain inside the apartment. So, he starts the room's renovation. He is cleaning the bloody floor when he is abruptly startled by the floor shattered at the sound of a gunshot. Looking through the hole that resulted, Sam finds that an elderly guy has put an end to everything. Interested and eager to learn more, Sam then uses a pipe to make the hole bigger and falls to the lowest level. There he finds out a resident committed the unthinkable after killing his diseased wife, creating a terrifying scene, whom he had seated in a chair. Sam then obtains all the necessary goods to assure him safety, give him everything, including food and the shotgun of the deceased. Sam then circumnavigates the building with caution and locks the doors to preventing additional zombie infiltration. He carefully examines each room, gathering helpful things and identifying the occupied ones that are infested with the undead. Sam intends to use the elevator to get back to Fanny's floor after touring the building, but he finds a zombified old guy inside. Despite this, he chooses not to murder him since he believes the undead is unintentionally dangerous. Instead, Sam uses a belt to fasten the elevator door, stopping from leaving. Sam believes that the flat, after thoroughly inspecting the entire building, the only secure location is several levels above the ground. Following this, we learn that all of Paris has been overrun by zombies. They move quickly, moving and react in droves to any sound or sight. The zombies' eerie silence, and the absence of any audible sounds heightens the ominous mood. That evening, Sam tries to relax by listening to his old records, which gives the strain a momentary break. Sam carefully monitors the activities of the zombies that have taken over the city as the following day dawns. The immediate vicinity. He then, throughout the continuing invasion, himself. Later, overcome with suppressed emotions, he blasts music at maximum intensity, not realizing that it can draw the monsters. This is how he lets loose his feelings. Sam's routine eventually centers on activities like listening to music, working out, and using a paintball gun to take off the undead. But one day he smells something foul. Odor coming from his room's basement floor. Upon further inspection, he discovers a few rotting corpses. The bodies were originally going to be thrown out the balcony. He changes his mind and decides to put them back in a bag instead of throwing them away. They are in bed. He merely plugs the hole in the door to stop the stench from escaping. Sam is taken off guard in the following scenario while having a shower as the water supply is abruptly switched off. This forces him to look for other water sources. He consequently prepares containers, bowls, buckets, and mugs on the rooftop to gather rainwater at. Sam has a scary dream in which zombies attack his bed and try to bite him in the morning, waking him up. Sam becomes increasingly more alone as the days go by, which makes him feel desperate. He frequently engages in one-sided communication with the zombie man out of a desperate need for company. He addresses Alfred on the elevator. One day, Sam is practicing his shot when he observes a stray cat ambling aimlessly through the dead. In need of a friend, he dashes downstairs fast in an effort to catch it. He provides food to attract it. Sam tries to draw the cat's attention, but it flees, making Sam chase after it. Along the way, when they see him, some zombies strike quickly. But thankfully, Sam manages to barely avoid harm. Back into the structure, closing the entrance just in time. Also succeeding is him. Nevertheless, he is so enraged that he shoots the cat out the window before returning to the apartment. Sam has a leg injury as a result of the most recent encounter. Concerned about a possible zombie bite, he nervously looks at his face in the mirror, debating whether or not to do the unthinkable. He almost blows himself up in a terrifying moment when he drifts off with underneath his head, a shotgun. Fortunately, Sam wakes up and discovers with much relief that he laughs like a madman because it's only a tiny scratch and not a serious injury. After some time has passed, Sam starts to struggle with the cold weather. He constructs a makeshift fireplace, boils water, and takes a hot bath to stay warm. The mass of his mental health gradually declines as loneliness eventually consumes him. Wanting comfort, he abuses drink and even lashes out at Alfred, the elderly zombie. Sam discovers one day that the streets are largely deserted and devoid of any human activity. In addition to zombies, he plays loudly to test their distance in order to gauge how far apart they are. The drum set. Hordes of the undead are drawn back to the location by the music, and some of them even try to scale the apartment's balcony by stacking on top of one another. Furious, Sam lets out his emotions by carrying on with the game despite the risk. Sam is awakened in the morning by noises coming from outside his bedroom door. He gets his shotgun and quickly responds by firing in the direction of the noise. When he goes outside to check, he is shocked to see that he has shot a fellow survivor. She is the first uninfected person he has encountered, so he hurriedly carries her to his bed and makes an effort to save her. He is overcome with guilt. Sam. She is given a place to relax, the bullets are carefully removed, and medication is administered. Later, he observes the woman's suitcase, which is packed with a grappling hook and a lot of rope. She uses these tools, it turns out, to move between rooftops during her voyage. Sam feels relieved when he sees the woman's steady improvement the next morning. They interact. Sarah, she says, introducing herself to the conversation. They talk about their experiences. Sarah says she has encountered other survivors who have persevered. Similar to Sam, the epidemic. However, a lot of them went insane and experienced mental breakdowns. Sam also discusses his daily schedule with her and describes his current situation. Additionally, he introduces Sarah to Alfred, claiming that the two of them had known each other since the beginning. Sarah, however, expresses worry over the dangers of having a zombie close by because they offer a constant threat. Sam and Sarah become closer as the days go by, engaging in encouraging activities, like singing and eating together, where he finds zombified residents. He punches a hole in the door and begins shooting. Before going inside to get the food supplies, one should observe the zombies from a safe distance. However, he panics when he gets back to his apartment and can't find Sarah anywhere. Sam looks about for a while before discovering her on the roof. Sarah declares her desire to depart, claiming that staying in this structure for very long is impossible. According to her, they won't know if there is a safe haven after this apocalypse if they stay here. She consequently decides to leave rather than put up with an unknown future in the same setting. Sam tries to convince Sarah to stay, but she seems set in her ways. Sam becomes enraged by this and curses at her. In answer, Sarah only states that if he stays, he will either pass away or go insane. Soon after their confrontation, Sam decides to apologize to Sarah out of regret for his offensive remarks. But when he gets back to the bed was deserted. Here, it is made clear that his chats with Sarah and their entire experience were only hallucinations. In reality, once he unintentionally knocked her unconscious, she never recovered. Shot her on that crucial evening. Sam accepts the sad reality, laments her passing, pays respects to her, and respectfully drapes a white sheet over her body. After that, he reviews Sarah's. Discovers a camera in her backpack that has priceless photos of her family. Sam saw these photos. Upon learning that Sarah was a wonderful mother and a married woman, he is further moved by this information. After these occurrences, Sam chooses to follow Sarah's counsel and he destroys all of his audio recording tapes as a final farewell to his past. Then he frees Alfred, who wanders into a nearby apartment, where Sam locks him inside to protect. However, burning the recording sets off a fire alarm, drawing the attention of the undead horde outside. The shrill noise prompts the obstinate zombies to destroy the doorways and pour into the structure. Sam manages to kill a number of them with his weapon, but there, he is forced to lock himself inside the elevator by the sheer volume of people. He had no other choice but to ascend to the top floor by way of the elevator shaft. One zombie pursues him relentlessly, but Sam is able to knock it out by striking it with a blunt instrument. Following that, he ascends via the identical hole he had previously created. There are dangerous zombies everywhere, but happily, they can't see Sam because of the dense blanket of smoke, but he manages to sneak away. In the climactic moment, Sam ascends to the rooftop and launches a rope towards neighboring structure. Sadly, when he crosses the street in a swing, he bumps into the wall and goes unconscious as he hangs there. A short while after regaining consciousness, he musters all of his effort to raise himself onto the rooftop at 11:06. Sam then pledges as he looks out at the apparently unending Paris skyline, to keep going while clinging to a glimmer of hope that there may be additional survivors. If this is your first time seeing the channel, subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.